All right, so Coach, just off that first loss, how have you seen the team kind of respond this week?
Yeah, I mean, certainly some things from the game that we did really, really well, and obviously things we got to fix there. So, we did some film on Sunday, just to pick up or clean up some of our mistakes from Maryland, and kids came in Monday ready to work, and it's been a good week of prep.
Yeah, and just with the shooting accuracy, obviously that was a big key that kind of went wrong on Friday. Just how have you seen the team kind of try to fix that this week?
Just a lot, we got a lot of shooting drills. Carolina really gets on your hands, much like Maryland did. Try to force low angle shots. So really trying to get to the tough area of the field and square up our shoulders and shoot right left. So it's been a big focus all week long.
Anything else you're looking to see from the offense aside from just the shooting accuracy this week?
Better shot selection. We're UNC is a very good team defensively, like Maryland, and we're going to have to really get in our offense and really earn our shots. But team's been working hard. It's been a real get lots of positives from game one. Being a new coach, new team, so they've been working hard and preparing, and really proud of the team. And at the end of the day, we're 0-1, but the team's working hard and focused on what we can control.
Coach, you mentioned you were pretty pleased with the defense against Maryland. Kind of what do you want to see out of that unit going forward against UNC?
Well, I think going into the game, it's the key is going to be draw controls. The kids battled on the draw unit last week, and I think we came up 50-50 with Maryland, and that's going to be huge this week. We got to keep our D fresh, and we're going to have to really work on offense and protect our D. But D had a good week of practice too, prepping. They're playing with a lot of confidence, and UNC's got a great offense. They got all kinds of players that can hurt you. So Coach Defoe and Coach Mag's been doing a good job preparing the team all week.
You mentioned UNC has a good offense. Chloe Humphrey won the Tewaaraton last year. What makes her so unique as a player, and how do you plan to attack that?
She's tough. She's gritty. I mean, she can beat you, off the dribble, off the dodge, and she can feed it. Just a finisher, and she just pushes in transition. So we certainly got to keep an eye on her in transition, and play inside out on her.
I know last year when you were at Florida, you guys played UNC twice. So can you use that experience at all, or is it just completely different?
Yeah, it's just it's of course you can. I mean, we know Carolina. Carolina really peaked late in the season last year and had a great year. But again, our kids have honestly been focused on what we can do this week to improve on our performance coming off of Maryland and just prepping for the Tar Heels.
You have a pretty experienced defense. Casey, Coco have been playing here for a little bit now. Just how do you lean on those two when it comes to a matchup like this?
Yeah, I think they've been playing well since fall. It's a deep unit, and like I said, Coach Defoe and Maggie have been doing a great job with them, and getting some pressured shots for Dan. And Dan had a good game last week. Just a little under 50%. We need her around 50%, but we need to really focus on UNC's offense, and they get going. We got to limit runs. They get on those 4, 5, 6 goal runs and really take the heart out of the team, their opponent. So we got to be smart and limit their possessions to one and done.
What excites you most about this matchup as a coach?
It's a great opportunity. I mean, our kids are excited. You go back to Monday night's game. Colorado coming in, unranked and upset Northwestern. So our kids believe. And Carolina's a great team. A lot of respect for them, their program, their coaching staff. But our kids are excited and for the challenge.
Coach, talking about that Northwestern loss, how important do you think growing parity is to kind of grow the sport?
It's huge. You've been seeing it the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, you gotta show up every day. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Everyone's got a good draw taker, a good goalie, a couple good offense. I mean, it doesn't matter. Everyone's getting better, and there's more schools being fully funded. So you got to show up every day. You're going to come out with a loss.
What is it about the atmosphere on Friday that kind of excites you, obviously, with this game and then the men's game afterward?
Well, any opportunity you get to play the number one team in the country in the Dome, and obviously with a doubleheader with the men's, should have a great crowd there. The crowd was awesome on last Friday. I think over almost 2,500 people there. So we're hoping for a great crowd on Friday to come out to and watch a great game.